Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. Yo, we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. I'm coming at you with 5. Yeah. Literally, they say I got 5 viewers as I'm looking at the chat, but I know I got more. Let everybody know we're live. And in effect, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. There's the handsome face you all have been waiting for. I am your host, G Rich, G Boot. Welcome. Shout out to the one who cares. Shout out to Keaton Rourke. Greetings, Danielle. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm starting the show late tonight. There was a reason why. Long story short, tomorrow is my beautiful mother's birthday. And so my cousins were in town today. And we all had a little dinner, and they threw a little surprise for my mom. We went back to my aunt, so I didn't think I knew I wasn't going to start at 8 o'clock, so I pushed it up to 8:30. I kept pushing it up, and I then pushed it up to 9 o'clock because I realized I wasn't going to make it probably by 8:30, so that gave me a little more breathing room. But thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, the weekend is almost here. It's the semi-weekend. It's Thursday night, and you are here with me, ladies and gentlemen, and I thank you and I love you for being here. We got a lot to get into. Now, a couple of things I want to do. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the month of June is Black Music Month, and we honor a person every day. Go on my YouTube channel. I'm making posts of every Black on my GBoot2786 channel. I've made a post practically every day. I did miss a couple of days. I didn't get a chance to, but I'm gonna fix that because I'm gonna add some other people probably tonight who deserve honorable mentions uh, for this. And I talked about this one brother tonight last year, but I'm gonna show his picture. I'm sure most of you, and I'm gonna get a copyright strike. I don't care, but I'm just I'm gonna have to play the music a little bit with it. So I sped it up a little bit so YouTube wouldn't hear it. I'm playing this music, but you all are familiar with who this is, obviously. This group. Just like my love, if you love the Whispers, if you've heard them before, and you have this band to thank for it. Also, the Whispers, of course, you know that's a classic song. That song's been sampled by a number of people, including Will Smith, for Going to Miami, and produced on that was Leon Silver. You also know this other group by the name of Shalimar. So, there's a reason why we talk about that. We're honoring someone. I'm not gonna play all of it. Of course, I was playing from the video. I have the music playing to try and classic song. Yes. Thank y'all. Tell mama y'all said thanks. Well, as you all know, they were all signed to a label called Solar, which is based in Los Angeles, which was a merger actually of Soul Train Records at one point. Don Cornelius owned Soul Train Records, and then he merged it with Dick Griffey, who we are honoring tonight. Dick Griffey was a Solar record, began as Soul Train Records, so they abbreviated it. And Dick Gregory and Don Cornelius created it. So today you all know who Dick Griffey is, but tonight we honor. Let's see, you all know who Dick and Don Cornelius is, but we're honoring today Dick Griffey. Now Dick Griffey is in here. He was a record producer and he was a music promoter who co-founded Solar Records, which stood for Sound of Los Angeles Records. The label played a major role in the development of funk-oriented blend of disco, R&B, and soul music during the 70s and the 1980s. And he was responsible for launching the careers of many artists, up-and-coming artists such as Midnight Star, The Whispers, Climax, Lakeside, Dynasty, The Deal, and many others. He also was responsible, many people don't know this, but he had a hand in launching the Death Row label, Death Row Records. In fact, Dr. Dre's album, The Chronic, was actually recorded at Solar Record Studios at the record. However, Griffey, of course, he got his start. He was a talent coordinator for Soul Train. So he also, before that, outside of being a talent coordinator for Soul Train, he was a nightclub owner. He actually owned a nightclub out in Los Angeles. Shout out to my family in LA who knows this place. It might be a little old heads. Juan B, I'm sure would know who this is. Shout out to Juan. I say that because Juan has been knows the LA game, is out in LA, and I know he knows the music game real good. But Dick Griffey had a club called Guys and Dolls, and it featured performances by Isaac Hayes and Ike Turner. But he also was a concert promoter, and he was responsible for handling the girl group Honeycomb, who wrote the song, who came up with the song Want Ads. So Griffey was from Nashville, Tennessee, died in 2010, but he leaves an indelible mark in the music industry through his work with his founding of Solar Records, his work on Soul Train. His mark cannot be denied when we look at the countless artists that have come out of that label. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, As we celebrate Black Music Month, let us honor Dick Griffey, a pioneer in the world of music. And this is your moment for Black Music Month, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you. I had to talk about him. So let's go ahead and get started. I gotta cut the music off for a second. I don't know if y'all can hear, but my father has that song by Al Jarreau, Morning, running every day. I'm getting tired of it. Ugh. Excuse me 1 second. Dad, you mind? Are you gonna keep that on repeat? It's almost over. No, it's all right. Go ahead and finish. Sorry, family. Dad discovered Alexa and has been playing Al Jarreau nonstop. All I hear is morning. It's morning or it's Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, I like him. You like to hear morning every day. Morning, Mr. Stereo. Playing through my stereo. Good morning, Mr. Ginger Man. Waking up the tender can of love. I'm tired of it. Good morning, Mr. Cheerio. Anyway, all right. So that was that. So let's get into what we're going to talk about tonight, guys. I'm trying not to make it too long of a show. I know I'm late, so I'm getting started. So I got to address this thing because this caught my. Yes, he does. I want to start with this first. I got to start with this first because this caught my attention. This is courtesy. This is coming out of Wisconsin. And forgive me if I get this school, Baraboo High School, if I'm not mistaken, the Baraboo School Board. So what you had happen this happened back on May 31st. This was last week. Uh Actually last Friday. A guy by the name of Matthew Eddy, who has been identified on NBC News, some of the other news articles that I've gone over, such as I looked at the Post, I looked at the Independent, they didn't mention this man. But what you see in this video, and y'all may have seen it, has gone viral. Apparently, at this graduation, a young girl was coming up to get her diploma. And typically, when they get the diplomas, they shake hands with the school officials. So, what happened in this case, and I'm about to play this video, is you're going to see this father actually get up and push the superintendent, a black superintendent by the name of Rainey Biggs. That's his name. Rainey Biggs away from shaking his daughter. This is it here. This is the video here. So I want y'all to watch it right now. I'm pausing the video for a second because I'm hoping they're not talking all through where you can hear the audio of what happens. And if they do, I got another video that we can play it from. But this is courtesy. So I'm gonna just to be safe, I'm gonna do it from the New York Post. So I'm gonna play the video here, and y'all gonna see what happens. One sportsbook. So this is it here. Fair use, by the way. Fair use on all my videos. So watch what happens here. So you can see one person shaking hands, one student, graduate who's coming up shaking hands with everyone. And here's what happens then. That's the girl there. Now he singles out.
Excuse me. Where's Brenda?
That's my daughter.
No, don't. Hey, no. Hey, you need to get. Hey.
Watch the students. So he pushes this man out the way. The students, now in another video that's longer, the students start applauding. Now there's some history about Baraboo High School. We'll get to that in a minute. But I want to play this video right now. So this is another video. This is courtesy of the news station out there. This is channel 3000, News 3. Now hold on.
Of that incident and response from the district. Jalen? Eric, in the video, you can see a parent approach the stage, grab the superintendent, Rainey Briggs, and move him out of the frame before what is believed to be the parent's daughter being able to shake the hand of the superintendent. The video continues, and you can hear Briggs say, "Get off me." You can see individuals take the stage, escorting him off, and multiple people moving the parent off the stage as well. And comments on social media say the parent did this in protest of how the superintendent and the district handled bullying incidents related to his daughter. In a statement from the district, they say, "Our primary focus remains on celebrating the achievements of our graduates." They continue with, "We want to ensure that the significance of this milestone and the hard work of our students are not overshadowed by this unfortunate event. The evening celebrated their accomplishments, and we are incredibly proud of each of them." Now, the incident is still under investigation right now, and I'm still working to learn if the parent is facing any criminal charges or consequences for his actions. As soon as I learn and we learn here at News 3, we will update it online at channel3000.com.
I have an update on that. First off, okay. Now you heard what the excuse was. He said he didn't like the policies that the superintendent did when it came to the bullying incidents that were regarding his daughters. And the only problem I have with that theory, even if that were true, is that if you were upset at the way the superintendent addressed bullying, what about the principal? What about the vice principals that were up there? You didn't run up on, I'm sure I know they were, for a fact, they were on the podium. They were at the podium right there because that's typical. The school officials are always on the stage when the students are coming to get their diploma. Did you address that? Also, did you think that was appropriate at that time at your daughter's graduation? Your daughter is graduating from high school. This is a big moment for her. Did you think it was appropriate to actually get on the stage and mess it up, not just for your daughter? Your daughter's not the only graduate there, by the way. There are other students who are going to get their diploma, and you ruined what was supposed to be her day and made it about yourself. If you wanted to protest, I didn't like the way your daughter was being treated at school, you could have done that earlier. Before you could have done that during the semester early. You hold a protest outside the school. You file a complaint with the school board if you had a problem with the superintendent. You walked up like Will Smith did at the Oscars on Chris Rock on a stage that didn't involve you. You weren't called up to be there. And you put hands on another man. Now, it's my understanding. Hold on. That in Dane, now this is in Dane County, the Baraboo School Superintendent Rainey Briggs filed a restraining order against one Matthew Eddy to have no contact with him, and it was granted by the judge. In his petition for the order, hold on, I want y'all to look at this because this is courtesy of NBC News. All right. Yes, he should have been arrested for assault and battery, but I believe they got him on disorderly conduct, which is a petty offense. Now, Briggs says Eddie approached the stage quickly and put both of his hands, and we could see in the video he is grabbing him on his arms, and said, "You are not going to touch my effing daughter." Briggs said he then created space and told Eddie to get his hands off of him, according to the petition. Briggs said Eddie then began to push and pry at him and that he put his hands out to keep Eddie away. As his daughter was crossing the stage at Baraboo High School graduation Friday evening, Eddie walked up the stairs to the stage and moved Briggs away, preventing him from shaking hands with his daughter, as video of the incident shows. Briggs can be heard telling Eddie, "You better get up off me, man. Get away from me, bro," while another person says, "I don't want her touching him." It is unclear what prompted the altercation, but we know from that latest video that we saw, they're claiming he didn't like the excuse supposedly is he didn't like the way the superintendent handled bullying. But what does that make the father? Don't you think the father was the bully in this? The father clearly was the bully in this case. But I wonder how the father was in high school. I can imagine the way he acted. That he conducted himself in this manner. So the Barbara High School's principal, Steve Considine, was also on stage with Briggs, as well as the 4 school board members. That's what I was saying, including the president, Kevin Vodak, who is the subject of a recall effort by citizens who say he mishandled taxpayer money. And it says Eddie, who's 49, is from North Freedom. I don't know where that is, I guess in Wisconsin. He only confronted Briggs. So they had a Baraboo police officer working as a school resource officer, along with 2 other officers off duty, jumped on stage and escorted Eddie out of the gymnasium. The school resource officer completed an investigation. Eddie was cited for disorderly conduct. That's what I stated. The charge was forwarded to the Sauk County District Attorney's Office, who said the matter is under investigation. Haley Wagner, who's a spokesperson for the school district, said it is taking the unfortunate event seriously and working closely with law enforcement to ensure a thorough investigation. Now, back in I told you all that Baraboo High School has some history, and here it is. Back in 2018, there were about 50 male students who appeared to be holding up the Seacow salute, the Nazi salute. The group, most of whom appeared to be white, were seen smiling with their right arms extended straight in the air, reminiscent of the Nazi salute. Now, let's see if we can pull up the picture. So, I hate when you click on a tab and then you click on a tab. Here's a picture, ladies and gentlemen, of the students. So this is the history we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. That's the kids. That's Baraboo High. That's your next congresspersons. That's your next senators. Probably future mayors, judges, council persons in your area. That's the future. All of them are laughing as far as I can see. Well, maybe the one on the far right doesn't find it funny. Doesn't look like it. They all got smiles and grins on them, and most of them are holding up their right hands in a Nazi salute. Y'all remember, see, I don't get caught up. Hello, Pearly. I didn't get caught up with Meghan Markle and is it Prince Harry? Because remember when he actually went to that Halloween party with a Nazi uniform? Was it Harry or William? No, it was Harry. Meghan Markle's husband. So, but that's Baraboo High. So that's your future right there. So when I look at this behavior by this dad, and I don't know Matthew Eddy, I don't even know what he does for a living or where he works. You know, the internet, they found out who he was. You can, when you go on Twitter or X, they get the goods on the people. They get the goods on people. And yeah, they found everything. They found stuff on him. So we're gonna keep monitoring this. They found stuff about you. So now people are calling for him to be canceled. But you know they're gonna get your history. They're gonna look at your Facebook, your Twitter, your social, anything you posted, people will find and they're gonna dig. They will dig. I said before, you know, I was getting in a debate with some people about him, put the music back on, that I felt he should have been cold cocked immediately when put his hands on the brother. But I get that what my colleague was saying, well, he did right by showing restraint because then the school would have paid a lawsuit to him, gave him a settlement to him, which could that have happened? Although he likely win if he went to court, though. Then again, they tip scales and schools sometimes don't want to even be bothered with litigation, and that type of stuff happens. No, they haven't said anything about this dude. Like I said, if you read the articles by, like I showed you through the New York Post, and I showed you even on the Independent, when they were talking about the incident, they didn't name his, I didn't see his name. Look at the New York Post. His name is not there. His name is not there. Nowhere. I'm not lying about it. When I search for it, it doesn't even come up. And I told y'all, supposedly they got the, I don't know if this is him per se, but supposedly this is his face. That's supposed to be him. It says Eddie Mack on it, so I think that is him. Not sure. But no, they don't talk about it on, they haven't shown it on the New York Post. It's certainly not the Independent, which tells you all you need to know about mainstream media when it comes to protecting their own. Smash up the likes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying, Danielle, the school board, just if a lawsuit was filed or if he tried to threaten litigation, they probably would have just given him a little settlement check to go away. But this man was well within his rights. Mr. Briggs was well within his rights to defend himself because Mr. Eddy put his hands on him if he wanted to. And I wouldn't have blamed him. I would have been tempted to. So let's get into the big thing I want to talk about. Yeah, smash up the like. Smash up the likes. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Let's talk about it. ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. I told y'all what was going to happen. I said this is likely not, I didn't think this was likely going to go to trial. This trial has been suspended. Well, Keating, you can't file an assault charge. He could probably file an assault lawsuit. Charges are filed on behalf of the state being the district attorney's office, anything dealing with criminal. You, of course, can make a complaint if the father wanted to, but that's up to the police to make an arrest. And even so, the police officers, when they were there, they could have arrested him right there for assault because it happened in view of everybody. And apparently there were 2 off-duty police officers, as you read, and the one officer who was there who was a resource officer. So they very well could have charged him with more crimes at that point. But let's get back to the main thing I want to talk about. I said this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Fani Willis thought victory was hers, and right now it's looking in doubt due to this latest decision by the Georgia Appeals Court. A Georgia Appeals Court on Tuesday, this was on Tuesday, had agreed to indefinitely pause the Trump election subversion case due to Fani Willis, see if there was a conflict of interest, and see if due to Fani Willis's relationship with the special prosecutor Nathan Wade. According to this, they have suspended this case indefinitely, meaning Trump will not be charged. He will not be charged during this election season. So if you thought Trump was going to get tried for this in Georgia, he was tried in New York. New York is probably a little bit stronger than Georgia, more Democratic, more backed up by liberals. It didn't happen, unfortunately, it didn't happen in Georgia in this case. So here's a brief clip. But before I play that clip, let me just take a break. Because I started the show late, Sean is working on a book, so Sean could not be here tonight. But I'm going to play some music, and I'll be right back. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, family. Sorry, I had to step out for a second. So I'm back tonight. I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video for you. So the Georgia Court of Appeals again has frozen definitely tentatively the election fraud case in Georgia that was brought by Fani Willis. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. This is courtesy, of course, of ABC. Courtesy of ABC News. I'm gonna play the video. And I'll put a disclaimer: fair use. This is used for Copyright Act, fair use of 1976. This is used for news purposes alone. So let me put this up. All right. Fair use, fair use.
It's on hold pending an appeal from Donald Trump. Rachel Scott has the details. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, George, good morning to you. The Georgia election interference case against the former president is grinding to a halt. It was already very unlikely that this was a case that would go to trial before the November election, but now this move is making that more of a reality. Donald Trump and 18 other defendants were indicted in August, accused of participating in an elaborate scheme to try to overturn the results of the 2020 election. The Georgia Court of Appeals putting this case on hold while it reviews a lower court's decision to let Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis stay on the case. Now, for months, Trump has tried to get Willis removed, arguing that her romantic relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade created a conflict of interest. Back in March, a judge did allow Willis to continue to lead the prosecution as long as Wade resigned. Trump then appealed that decision, and now this matter could take months to resolve. Of course, it was just last week that the former president was found guilty, convicted on 34 counts of falsifying business records. His sentencing in that case is set for July 11th. That's just 4 days before he is supposed to be accepting the party's nomination at the Republican National Convention. Of course, the former president is also facing charges in 2 federal cases, one where he's accused of mishandling classified documents, the other also surrounding his alleged effort to try to overturn the 2020 election. Both of those cases now facing significant delays, also making it less and less likely that either of those would go to trial before the election, George.
As we wait on the Supreme Court. Okay, Rachel, thanks very much.
Surrounding his alleged effort to try to overturn the 2020 election. Both of those cases now facing significant delays, also National Convention. Of course, the former president is also facing charges in 2 federal cases. His sentencing in that case is set for July 11th. That's just 4 days before he is supposed to be accepting the party's nomination at the Republican National Convention. Of course, the former president is also facing charges in 2 federal cases, one where he's accused of mishandling classified documents, the other also surrounding his alleged effort to try to overturn the 2020 election. Both of those cases now facing significant delays, also making it less and less likely that either of those would go to trial before the election, George.
As we wait on the Supreme Court. Okay, Rachel, thanks very much.
So, all right. So yes, this is putting this whole thing in doubt. Obviously, the Georgia thing is not going to go. The Georgia case is not going to go forward. Hold on, let me put my face back. Boop, there we go. The Georgia case is not going to go forward, which was the main case they were trying to get him on. Of course, they got him on the stuff in New York, but the Georgia case, and let's look at that. Fani Willis dropped the ball on this one. Even Roland Martin, the title of his video, if you go search, beep, 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 this one's on Fanny. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. You put your boyfriend, and I said this when the last time we talked about this, when Trump and his team filed those motions to recuse the district attorney or get the case thrown out due to prosecutorial misconduct. They alleged that Fani Willis was having an affair with Nathan Wade, and they admitted as much. So, yes, that was going on. Although, in fairness, yes, the relationship, according to her and Wade, had ended by the time he took on this case. But Nathan Wade, and I explained to you all before, Nathan Wade is not a criminal defense lawyer. He had no experience with criminal law because he was primarily known, I believe, to do family law. He's also, I think, may have also some personal injury, but he got paid almost $200,000 a year working on a case that has not even gone to trial, hasn't even started. So why would she put someone in charge of a case against a former president, and they're going to bring everything. They're going to bring out all the guns. They're going to check when you go to trial, with these people. You go to war, they're going to check you for everything. They're going to check if you wiped your ass in the morning when you took a shit. They're going to check if you flushed, if you wash your hands. That's how detailed these people are. And they had information on them that said as much. I don't believe and can't fathom how stupid that district attorney's office was when handling it. And she's walking around like she did nothing wrong. But here's the thing. The voters. Yeah, Fani Willis was cheering and applauding the fact that she won the nomination for the DA's office again. She's not been reelected. This is just the campaign for DA. But the voters in that area, now I know that's Fulton County and it's predominantly black. And trust me, I think there are going to be black people who are going to support Fani Willis. But you guys are throwing your money away. Because if she gets disqualified and they look further and further into this stuff, you know, did she also perjure herself when she gave testimony about her relationship with Wade? Things that they were saying about how she paid the money to him. Would he be prosecuted? Those are things that could likely happen. Because if the appeals court is looking at it, they obviously, they're looking at it. Trump's team appealed the decision by the judge because the judge said, well, Fani Willis could stay. If you recall, this was earlier this year. She could stay on as prosecutor, but Nathan Wade has to step down. So they both couldn't serve at the same time. Somebody's got to go. He's got to go, is what the judge said. But they can't have two at the same time. So, but now the Court of Appeals is looking at that because Trump's team, those defendants, they want the whole thing thrown out, obviously. So if the court finds that there was some malfeasance by the prosecutor's office, well, then that can tank the case. It does tank the case if that is proven to be true. And if it is proven to be true, Fani Willis could be investigated, obviously, by the Bar Association of Georgia. She could also be looked at by the Supreme Court. And I'm not wishing anything negative against her or nothing like that. That's not why I'm reporting this. But when you're a prosecutor, especially if you're prosecuting the president of the United States, a former president like Trump, who we know likes attention, we know will lie to get what he wants. He has no problem calling and throwing people under the bus, women, men, minorities. He has no problem doing that. Why would you then think you could just walk in and do whatever the hell you want? Is the point I'm getting. You weren't prepared. A lot of these black, and I'll just say it, of these two black female district, these attorneys, like the sister from Baltimore, Mosby, who got convicted for perjury and already was trying to get Biden to pardon her. I want a pardon from President Biden. I want this and that. She's lucky. I think she ended up with house arrest. She's lucky she got that. I don't think, Trump got convicted, but I don't see him going to jail. I honestly don't see him going inside of prison, just given the high level of maintenance and security that would have to be done for this person, especially as a first-time offender. I think he's going to have to come up with a lot of money. And he's probably going to have to do house arrest. Now, just imagine Trump is going to be doing virtual campaigns. No. I can't be here tonight. I can't be there with you in Branson, Missouri, but I'm there in spirit. I couldn't be there because we have a corrupt system by a judge who wanted to help Biden win the election because he's a product of China. All right? It's totally unbelievable what these people will do. But they do it anyway, which is why I need your help. Otherwise, if you don't, then America is going to be further in trouble with Sleepy Joe. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Don't step up. Don't be rude. Don't be rude, CNN. You're under new ownership anyway. I might just buy it just to spite you, and it'll be totally terrific. Okay? I couldn't do Fox News because Rupert was my friend. I know he sold it, and I think it was bad. He did a good job. It was bad. But don't be rude, CNN, while I'm talking. Sit down. Don't be rude. Unbelievable. But I'm going to be doing this virtually from Zoom. And I'm charging everyone about $1,000 a call so that I can raise money to get this ankle monitor off my legs. It is terrible. And if they can't do it when they can't do it, then I'll have to call your bosses and tell them to fire you. You're fired. Now, one who cares is laughing like the fish. So I don't see her. Yeah, I don't see it happening. I just don't. Now, if they're looking into this, I don't remember the Coke sniffles. I don't have the sniffle. Sniffles only happen when I live in New York. It's not Coke. It's just real cold up here. It gets cold and it's everything. Don't be rude, Lamiko. You're being rude. Okay? You're worse. You're worse than Rosie O'Donnell, and that's saying something. That's even a stretch mark for her, for you. I don't ever compare anyone to Rosie. She's fat. She's terrible. And nobody's heard of her. She's gone her comedy career has gone the way of the dodo bird. It's extinct. All right? And that was because probably from back 20 years ago when she was feuding with me, she was being funded and feeded by China. So yeah, stay pending the outcome. And appeals courts, you can take their time in doing stuff. They got to hear the case. It might be a few months. I remember when they did the Cosby case, that was in Philadelphia, different matter. That was in December when they had the Cosby appeals. I remember Nicole and I, we sat there and watched. That was the Supreme Court. They didn't make their decision until 6 months later. So when the appeals court stays this indefinitely, they got to have the hearings on it. And God, you don't know when that's going to be. And then after that, they're going to have to do the trial. They'll do the trial, which could be several months later when they make their decision. So, yeah, Fannie the Manny, the Miami screwed up big time trying to please Master Joseph. She's not going to be Attorney General if Joe gets reelected. But y'all know they're going to have people, of course, that are going to vote for her again. And well, thank you, Squash 86. You're a little rude. You haven't dropped nothing in the Cash App or PayPal. Anybody who hasn't done it, you work for China if you don't do it. If you love the impressions that I do, because I'm doing Donald Trump real good, better than he is, actually, then you need to drop something in the Venmo or the Cash App or PayPal, because ScrewTube works for China. They're labeled as Google, but Google has headquarters in China. And that's who is suspending this channel. It's corrupt. It's totally unacceptable. It's totally biased, unacceptable, and rude. Go ahead and drop something in the Cash App. I know Cheryl the Pearl. She always supports. I love her. She's totally terrific. Lamiko, not so much. You laugh and support. You come on the channel, but you're rude. You don't drop nothing, not even $1 in the Cash App, and I think it's rude. I prefer more than $1. I need at least 10 because, give me 20 because I need gas to get to the work in the morning. So don't be rude. Otherwise, you're gonna work for China. Yeah. But yeah, Fanny really screwed this up the pooch here. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. Something happened to the computer while I was talking with y'all. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to step out with this, and I'm gonna end the broadcast a little early. But before I go, I was just saying we supported what Paul. I was talking about Paul Howard, who was the DA out in Atlanta, and how we supported Paul Howard and what he was doing with his campaign. And unfortunately, Paul Howard didn't win because most people, I'm going to say mostly black women, went and supported. I'm pretty sure, and I'm not saying this was all women. Of course, there were black men that voted for her too, that endorsed Fani Willis. But, you know, and what do they think of him now? Because now that Fani Willis is going through the trouble that she has with the Court of Appeals with this case, do I see her winning re-election against a Republican candidate? Well, given that it's Fulton County, it's predominantly Democratic, she likely she could win, perhaps, unless she actually faced some type of charges that came forward, and that may not likely happen. But I certainly think that if this Court of Appeals grants the motion for Willis to be disqualified, that case is not going to go where the case is already tainted. So it's problematic for them. I think it's problematic for the Democratic Party, especially in Georgia, that's dealing with that with the upcoming election. Because I'm not talking about the DA's race. What's going to happen with the presidential race? Are they going to make it go blue for Biden this year, given those circumstances, given what's happening? And especially with how people feel about this administration now, I highly doubt it from my opinion. And that's just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wrap this up because apparently I'm having technical issues and I'm just doing this on the phone, but it's grateful to talk with you all, be with you all. I will definitely have some more Black music moments coming up. I think it would be good this month. I just got an idea. I got to link up with Dwan and see if we could do a Black Music Month where we go over some history with you all, if he would be cool with that. I got an idea, so I'm going to reach out with him. All right, y'all. But look, make sure you please smash up the likes, the share, and subscribe button. Make sure y'all do that. Y'all can follow me on Rumble. Y'all can go on Rumble and follow me, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to see you all in the next one. Uh, Please make sure you donate to the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle if you love the live tonight. I said that we weren't going to be long. We just did an hour, and I got to run. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Cheryl Apparel. I appreciate you being a supporter. By the way, if you are going to be in the New Orleans area, we got a comedy show before I get off. A comedy show, June 15th. We're back for Father's Day, before Father's Day. I have Sean Favorite, Chef 24/7. Sean is going to be a headline. Sean is an up and coming comedian. Dude is very funny. Very funny. We have Wayne Ransom. We have Harry Landry. And of course, you have yours truly. So it's going to be a great night of comedy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put an Eventbrite link up by tomorrow so you can make sure you all, if you're in the New Orleans area on that day, you can buy tickets. Come on out. It's going to be a great one, all right? I'll holla, ladies and gentlemen. Peace. Be one, be safe, and be blessed. I'll holla.